through some of the other stuff that's going to come out here very soon, and why this is an extremely important time for affiliates of DS Domination. Up until now, we have had a very strong product emphasis for a very good reason, and we're still going to keep that very strong emphasis. In fact, I have been historically the biggest proponent for never talking about the affiliate side of things, despite being primarily the affiliate marketer. And that's because there are some issues with that, which I'm going to discuss quickly, and then we're going to move on from there. So, Kevin, are you recording this right now? Yep, it says it's being recorded. And now I'm going to basically walk you guys through exactly what's planned with the app, what's going to happen. I actually just sent the app over to Kevin. Roger has a copy of the app going to him. And we have a few different people right now testing it in different locations all around the world. So we know that it's going to be great when it comes out, but here's what we are currently planning. I'm going to walk you guys through how the app exactly works, not the drop shipping side of things or the FBA side of it, but how it actually works on the affiliate side of things, okay? So your app is actually tagged to you, okay? And by the way, before I begin going, Dana just asked a question, where's the big R? I will let Roger know that you refer to him as big, and he's kind of conscious about his weight, but I will use that, and I will specifically state Dana called you big. Yes. But Big R is actually out camping right now with his brother. So anyways, let me move on to how the app thing is going to work out, okay? So here's the app. And we're actually going to forward what you can actually do is you'll be able to forward the app out. You'll be able to actually have other people download the app, and they'll be actually able to download the app from the Google Play Store or from iTunes and so on as well. And what they'll be able to do is when they first download it, the app is going to tell them, hey, you have 20 free scans available, okay? And what they'll need to do is they'll need to actually log in with their username and password into the app. I actually have images for all of this stuff and the live video of all of this, so you guys can watch that as well if you want. I'll post it at some point, but I need to explain this instead. They download the app, they get 20 free scans. It asks them for the DST username and password. If they don't have one, they get the 20 free. If they have an account and they just need a pro account, they'll be able to continue scanning with this, okay? Now, the idea behind this is that, you know, Genesis Easy, which I always emphasize is not a nomenclature that I picked up, okay? That is not a name that I gave it at all. That was Big R's doing. But Genesis Easy is essentially going to...
Yes, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you guys hear us? Can you guys hear us? I've got...
Yes,
okay.
Vast majority can. I could tell because they were interacting in there. I think there's a few people who can't, but that's probably on their side.
Okay, great.
Okay, so essentially Genesis Easy is a very, very straightforward thing. You all know this. All you do is you go out there, you scan something, and you make profit on it. Basically, the app tells you instantly that there is some profit on it, okay? And the fun thing about the app is that you can actually share it with everybody, and everybody gets the concept. It's very straightforward. You go somewhere, you scan an item, and it tells you immediately whether it's profitable or not. They don't get all the gory details on how it's going to be profitable, but they do get immediately that it is profitable. Okay, so this is going to be a new tool that the affiliates will be able to use. You can actually give the app out as much as you want. You can encourage people to get the app, take the app, and go out, scan items, and now you'll make profits. Now, of course, pretty quickly they should be addicted to it. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, we're going to try and go through this fairly quickly because GoToWebinar is just spazzing out like crazy right now, and they're telling me they're having network issues. But anyway, so going through this fairly quickly. Basically what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to give out the app, have people go out, scan items, they make money. They only need to sign up at the pro level to get the app, okay, to get the app's unlimited usage. But we also have a second funnel, which is a Genesis funnel, okay? So right now the way the sales funnel goes is they first sign up for pro, then they get elite and so on. This new funnel basically begins with Genesis. So if you wanted to, you could actually send people directly to Genesis after the app. They'd actually go and watch a video about Genesis. They can purchase it directly if they want, which is great for all of you who want to promote a high-end product right off the bat. But they'll actually be able to go ahead and just purchase Pro. With Pro, they'll be able to get unlimited scans, and since they already know the app is telling them when something's going to be profitable, this is going to be a very, very easy sell. Okay. Now, there are a few different ways that you can go about it. I'm actually going to be putting out a very, very specifically designed funnel for you guys. I'll actually give you scripts and everything else, and exactly how to set up everything regarding basically running an affiliate little local market thing, where you could have people who are your Facebook friends or people who are your local market friends. You could have them go through with this and build out, go shopping with you and then build out the business from there. Okay, so that's the announcement on the app side of things and what's going to happen there. And I don't seem as excited about it because there's some other stuff that's really, really exciting about it. Kevin, do you want to add something quick before I try and ram through the other stuff?
Yeah, the app side, guys, as far as on the recruiting side of the house it's just huge, because I mean, I hope everyone can see the possibilities with that, but all you really need to do is when you're out shopping, when you're doing anything, if you have anybody with you, any of you guys who go shopping with other people, or you want to bring a friend along, you want to bring a cousin along, you guys go out to the movies, whatever, you can swing into a store. Check this out. Look, I could sell that on Amazon for X, Y, and Z. They can download the app right there. They can start scanning. The viral possibilities of that, and the ability for you to now reach people that would in no way, shape, or form ever be interested in your home-based business is just huge. Other companies have tried to do these things with getting, making that person a point of sale or giving them a way to do that, but no one's come out with an app that does this and can sit right there and prove to that person right there that, hey, they can make money with that and then go sign up. So just awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Love it.
Okay. Now, there's a secondary effect that's going to happen here. Okay, first of all, not only can you give out the app and then those people can give out the app and it's all going to go viral, but also consider the fact that we're probably going to have about 20,000 people getting the app the day it's released. Okay, that's what we're trying to coordinate right now. We're trying to coordinate a date and a campaign where we can make sure that everybody actually goes and gets the app right off the bat, which, as you can imagine, results in pretty nice sized popularity on iTunes and the Play Store. So you can imagine that would actually work out quite well for DSC as a whole as well, and that's part of the reason why I'm spending so much time making sure that everything is good on this. We've actually constantly been expanding our beta testers. I've had 2 and then 5, and now we have 25, and we're going up to about 50 of them. And as soon as this test is cleared, which I'm pretty sure it will be cleared, then we're going to set a date and we're going to say, okay, let's go ahead and put this out there. I actually made a post earlier on Facebook. I selected a few people from that post, gave them the app as well, and now, like I said, Kevin and Roger have too. So anyways, that's what's coming with the app. That's what's going to go there. Now, the reason I'm so emphasizing that you guys actually get going with this and make sure that you do this is because of something that this is all going to lead into. And this is what I alluded to last time in the last week's webinar. Now, here's what happens typically on the affiliate side in any company, including DS Domination, okay? What typically happens is that amongst all the affiliates in the company, okay, let's say that you have 20,000 people in the company, affiliates in the company, you only have roughly about 10% who make any money at all, okay? Maybe less than that, maybe about 4 or 5% who make any money at all, and only about 1% who are profitable, okay? So usually people are spending a ton of money and they are barely ever profitable. So 1% to 2% of the time they're profitable, and the rest of the time they might make some money, which is about 3 to 4% of the time, and everybody else makes absolutely nothing, okay? Everybody else in the company makes nothing at all. Now, the challenge that I had to deal with is, okay, the first step was always going to be, we need to come out with a company where everybody could be profitable on the product side of things, okay? That was very, very necessary. And we did that, okay? So now we have a company where we have 70 to 80% of the people are profitable in their first month, just following the product side of things, and we have very successful affiliates because of that as well. But the reality is that the way DSC affiliate program plays out is that if we did not have the drop shipping side of things, then our success rates would look exactly like this. Okay, so that was the problem to overcome. The problem to overcome is, can we see the same 70, 80% success rates, or maybe even 30% success rate or 40% success rate on the affiliate side of things? How would we make that happen? Is that really doable? And all that really requires is some mathematical juggling and some advanced coding, and you can basically make that happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you guys the simulation numbers of the actual new compensation plan, which is going to be coming out with our new company, which we talked about a little bit in the past. And you guys can actually see what the numbers would look like. Okay, so I just want to confirm, can everybody see this Excel spreadsheet on the screen right now? Okay, perfect. Everybody can see this. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to go ahead and arrange this sheet by in an ascending order, basically from the highest to from the lowest to the highest income earners, or the highest to the lowest, as to the highest to the lowest. Let's go to sort. We're going to go to the total, and we're going to go from the largest to the smallest. Okay, so we can see the top incomes, and this is actually not the true total. This is actually based on a 50,000 user base in the company, which we know we're going to have more than that, and I'll explain why that is, but this is why it's so important for all of your affiliates. So here are the numbers. As you scroll down, yeah, typically yada, 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 the top people in the company are making all this money, right? Now, here's what I want you to pay attention to, okay? As I go down, I want you to try and see if you notice at what point the numbers over here in this column, when the numbers over here become 0, that basically means we have hit the people who are going to make nothing in the company. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go keep going down, and we're going to come to people who are making absolutely nothing in the company eventually. And here is our 50,001 number. So for those of you who understand spreadsheets, did you guys just see what that means? That basically means there is nobody in the company who actually makes nothing at all. Okay, now I want to actually show you one more thing that might make a little bit more sense, might be a little bit more exciting. We're going to rearrange this, and instead of having this arranged by the income, we are going to arrange this by who has referred people. Okay, so I'm going to change this now to people who have actually referred others. So you go to MRB, I'm going to select from the largest to the smallest values, and so here are the people who have actually referred anybody. Okay, and this is going to end, as you can see right here. Look at this column over here. Okay, when we hit 0, that's basically when all of these people from this point on, nobody has referred anyone. So the income you see over here from this point on is income of people who have not referred a single person as an affiliate in the company. You can actually see some pretty substantial incomes that are in here, and you can see a lot of people who are not just making something, but they are substantially profitable as well, as you can see over here. Okay, the point of showing this to you guys is that what made DS Domination go viral was that we finally had a system where everybody could make something. Okay, everybody could be profitable. Now imagine a product where everybody can make money without recruiting, combined with a compensation plan where everybody makes money without recruiting, and not just makes, a couple of bucks here and there, but they're going to be people who are going to make a few $1,000s every month without referring anybody as well. All the people, all the incomes that you're going to see on this side are actually incomes that are made with no referrals at all. Okay, so as you can see, here's some in hundreds, there's some in tens, there's some in thousands right there, and so on and so forth. I can actually explain the entire math behind it. These are actually, as you can see, some pretty substantial earnings right there as well. I can actually explain the math behind this if you guys would be interested, but maybe Kevin can do this a little more justice to this, because I don't get so excited about the recruitment and the affiliate side of things, but I want to reiterate what's going on here. We have a company that is going to be coming out where, and here's why this is so crucial for you guys to understand. The 50,000 users that you're seeing the simulation of are actual 50,000 users in DS Domination right now. The incomes that you're seeing on the spreadsheet right now, they're actually the exact incomes that I'm they're basically created by importing in all the users from DS Domination in here. Okay, so Kevin, if you want to just explain this a little bit
Yes.
more, and then trying to get to the map.
It's amazing because if you pause right there, I see some. Okay, let me back up because we get so excited about this, guys, we kind of skip around. So imagine in a world where a system was developed, where when they looked at the compensation plan was not looked at as how can a company entity make money. The compensation plan was actually built as how can somebody come in here and with no recruiting, make an income. And so with that in mind, with that concept in mind, and does that sound good to you guys? How would you like to do something where you didn't recruit anybody but you made an income? Let me see what you guys think about that. Okay, everyone's going nuts over here. And if you notice too, some of those incomes were like $10,000, right? So imagine if a company started with with DS Domination, and we had a way that everyone could come in, use the products, and make money from an outside source. And then we took it a step further and said, what if we had a compensation plan now for the affiliate side that existed out there that was built with not, hey, how can the company make a profit, or how can the company even, nothing in the mind of the company, how can the company operate at a level where somebody could come into this particular opportunity, never sponsor anybody at all, and have the most amount of people profitable. A company, compensation plan, most amount of people profitable without any sponsoring. And it was very difficult. It started out as, well, it can work with 30%. And then after programming and tweaking and programming and tweaking and programming and tweaking and testing and running simulations, we bring to you something that, like Hitesh just showed, 100% of the people without sponsoring anybody, and it's not some revenue share program, you can assure you that. It's not something that's ever been done before, actually. 100% of the people can make an income month one, first month out, and some of those folks are making $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 their first month. Is that not the most, from an affiliate standpoint, forget everything else, from an affiliate standpoint, is that, you leaders that are out there, you guys who have never sponsored anybody into anything and you're still trying to learn this stuff because it's not too easy to come out and learn how to do affiliate marketing. That's why we have so much training on it and we generate leads for you. We know the challenges. So imagine having that at your fingertips. What can that do for you? Now can you go sponsor if you were to join something, or if you were in that position where you made $1,000 or $100 or $200 or $500 and you didn't sponsor anybody? Now that gives you just the insane ability to go out and sponsor because you have an income coming in and you didn't have to do anything. And that is the most appealing thing for anyone to put in front of a prospect. So I just wanted to, yeah, I see some people saying finally.
Yes. Okay. Well, let me give you a very quick background on this. So the background on this, first of all, actually let me clarify a couple of things. Like I mentioned, this is actually a separate company to itself. So what that means is this income is on top of the income that people are currently making in DS Domination. In fact, those big incomes you saw in the beginning of the spreadsheet, the 40, 30,000 stuff like that, those are actual affiliates in DS Domination right now who have built a team, and that's the kind of income that they will be generating from day one onwards. Okay, from day one onwards, because we'll be actually able to import our entire user base in here. So I would actually love to do a mathematical presentation on this because it's so interesting. But I'm going to give you a quick background on this. So this idea of how to make this happen has actually been in my head for a very, very long time, since before DSD. But the reason it couldn't be done right off the bat is because when I explain the math behind it, you'll see it requires a large group of people before we even begin. Okay? And you remember how I said that DSD was really the beginning step, and the reason I was completely fine. I mean, this needs to be clarified. I have not really received any kind of pay raise through DS Domination. Okay, the income that I'm making right now from being an owner of DS Domination is not really any more significant than what I was already making. But it was very important to me that we made sure that we keep our own incomes low because we needed the trust. Okay, so the whole point was we're going to keep our own incomes low because DST was a stepping stone to make sure that people actually understood that we were looking out for them. And the idea that I had in my head was definitely going to have about a 34% success rate, 34% of people making money. And the thing that really affected my thought process on this, and I don't know if this person is even on this call right now, but there is a lady named Heather that I met at the event who she's actually also a veteran. And I remember very specifically, she said, this is so hard for me even standing here right now because of all the trauma from the tours that she had done. And she had mentioned how she was making about $1,500 a month in pro and stuff, and she was happy. She was like, I'm really happy just making that much. And it really, I don't know why, but her statement that she was really happy with that kind of irked me a little bit, because I was like, for one, you shouldn't really be happy with that. But at the same time, I was like, there are a lot of people who would be really happy if they could make a few $100s extra just coming in, right? And it was just a matter of, there's a psychology of, oh, I made something this month. And so for me, it was kind of a challenge to go, okay, all right, so we already have this idea that I know will get us to 33%, 34% success rate. Can we take that further, and can we get it to where everybody makes at least something? And that's basically what this is. So, Kevin, if you don't mind, I'll try and explain the whole math behind this thing and how it works. Is that cool with you?
I'm sorry, I was muted out.
Okay. No, I don't hear anything from Kevin. I'm just going to assume that yes, it is. You're too late anyway. I already decided I'm going to show it now, so it's done.
He's decided. Let's see. You guys want to see this? Do you want to see the math behind this and how it works? It's actually not some crazy math.
Yeah, it's actually not crazy math at all. This is actually just a simple idea that we are using differently. So the new company, which I'm not going to explain the product side of it, but a lot of you who are at the event already have an idea about what it's related to. Okay, so this new company, which is a combination between the Domination team, which is Kevin, Roger, and I, and these other owners, Jason Rose, who you might also remember from the event. Here's what happens. So if you guys know of what a matrix kind of compensation plan is, you might have heard of these. Basically, imagine a 3 by whatever matrix. A 3 by whatever matrix basically goes like this. There's a person on top, and they have fixed 3 spots below them. And then those people have fixed 3 spots below them each, right? You've heard about this. Now, don't make any judgment calls yet, because I'm going to explain to you why these never work and why they're so messed up. Okay, and then there's multiple spots over here. I'm not going to draw everything out. But this should be very clear, because you begin to see what happens. All these guys do, when companies come out with this, they go, oh, this is a forced matrix. You're going to get spillover, and you're going to make all this money, and blah, blah, blah. Never actually happens, okay? It doesn't actually happen for 2 very simple reasons. One, there are so many people down here, okay? There's a ton more people at the bottom of the matrix than people at the top of the matrix. So that's one problem. The second problem is what we call breakage, which is basically, here is A, okay? A refers B, and now B refers C, and what happens is C goes right here, okay, right? Because C needs to go in this next person's downline and so on, right? And what basically ends up happening is there's all this breakage, because there's all these empty spots now in here, and these empty spots basically are designed to make the money for the company. So the first simple idea was, okay, let's plug up this problem. What we'll do is when B refers C, instead of C going under B necessarily, C goes in the next available spot in the matrix, which could be this one here, or it could be this one here, it could be this one, it could be whatever is the next available spot. It's not necessarily in B's own matrix. Okay. Now that sounds counterintuitive at first, because you're like, why would I want to give up? And if, one of my people from my downline, but it'll start making sense pretty quickly here. Okay. So what ends up happening is we start filling up all these empty spots. So that eliminates the whole problem of breakage. Now there's not going to be any breakage. Now comes the second problem, which is there's all these people at the bottom. How do we make sure that everybody's making money? So here's the rough idea of how I came up with this. So we have multiple different levels in which we pay out, and multiple different product levels, just like we have in DS Domination. There's Pro, Elite, and so on. The same thing over here. Without going into too much details of it, you earn $1 per month on the most basic level per person in your 3x7 matrix. Okay, so that means if you have a matrix that's full, if you have 7 levels deep full matrix, you would earn about $3,300. Okay, because it's $1 per month per person. Now you know the problem here, which is people at the bottom. Here's what the matrix would look like: 3, 9, 27, 81, 243, 729, 2187. Okay, that's a full matrix. Okay, now you know what's happening here. All these people at the bottom, these levels here, they're not going to make anything at all, while these guys are going to make some money. Okay, so that's the other problem. Here's a very simple solution to the problem. The solution to the problem is that you take this entire matrix, okay, and then you create a second matrix at the same time that's actually flips on its head. It basically takes people in a descending order of income, and it goes with people who have the least income right now and creates a second matrix. So we take this matrix, we'll call this M1, and we create a second matrix, M2, which runs at the same time, okay? And people in M2 generate the same type of income. They also get $1 per month per person in their matrix, okay? Now, we obviously realize that, okay, this is great, this is fancy, but because the number of people here compared to the number of people here, and if you don't get it, that's fine, just keep following with this and you will get it pretty soon. Because there are so many people at the bottom than the top, even when you reverse it, you actually don't get all the people making some money. Okay, so what you have to do is then you have to create a third matrix that runs at the same time. So C, who was at the bottom of the first matrix, is actually going to be at the top of the second matrix and will be somewhere in the middle in the third matrix, and so on and so forth. Now, the only way this thing actually works out, though, is you have minimum of 8 levels actually filled out from the very beginning. If you have 8 levels filled out from the beginning of the company, then it works, which means you need roughly about 10,000 people before you begin. Now, do you see why DST had to be the first step? We could not do this unless we began day one with at least 10,000 people. Now, thanks to DST, we start with about 80,000 people day one. So it becomes way more profitable for everybody. So here's what happens, though. So there's matrix 1, matrix 2, matrix 3. Now comes a very simple question. Okay, what incentive do I have of sponsoring somebody? What incentive do I have of referring anybody at all? Well, here's the incentive. If you refer somebody, let's say that A referred B, right? A gets a 25% matching income for whatever B makes, and he gets 10% matching bonus on whatever C makes, and he gets 5% matching bonus on whatever C refers D, whatever D makes. So here's what that means, though. That means even if C made nothing in the first matrix, but C ends up in the top of the second matrix, and C ends up making $10,000 from that, which I showed you in simulation. There's a few people who do that. A will end up making $1,000 in matching bonus on C. B will end up making $2,500 in matching bonus on C, and so on and so forth. So what this means is everybody who actually sponsors somebody does profit. They actually make a profit. But that's not because the other person just exists or takes a loss. They make a profit when their downline also makes a profit. Now, what I found is after doing M1, M2, and M3, and at the same time you add up all the matching bonuses, then what ends up happening is you still end up with a substantial number of people. The bigger you get the company, you end up with more people who haven't yet made anything because the lower levels become bigger and bigger. Okay? So what I ended up doing after that is end up creating matrix 4 and matrix 5, which all of them are actually running at the same time. So don't get confused. This is not like there's matrix 1 that's on the first month and matrix 2 is in the second month. These are all 5 existing simultaneously, and these calculations are running at the same time. That was a big challenge, trying to figure out how we're going to run all these calculations at the same time without confusing everything. And it looks like I've already confused some people just in the explanation of it, but that's part of the reason why it works, right? Because not everybody just figures this out, and that's why it works. Because if everybody just figured it out, they would realize how awesome this really is. So again, because we can afford to do so, there is no breakage in this. There is no real income for the company in a true sense of the word. There's no massive income for the company and so on and so forth, which makes sure that the maximum amount of money goes back to the affiliates. Now, I want to highlight a very, very important fact, because a lot of you might be impressed and you're going, you know what, these guys really care for us. But there's a very, very big fact that you have to realize here. You will never get the same amount of money out as much as you're going to put in. Okay, so if the customers in this company put in $10,000, then the affiliates are always going to get less than $10,000 back, right? That's like a basic fact that you always have to keep in mind. That is why it is also important that at the same time that the product itself generates an income too. Now, the difference between how this plays out and how DST plays out is you basically have to count on your downlines in DST to actually take action and make good money with the dropshipping side, and that's when they actually stick through. In our case, it just so happens that we work really hard to make sure that they do that. But in this case, now you have, just on the compensation side alone, the downline that's going to stick around, because none of them have ever been in a situation where they have made money doing nothing. In fact, there are going to be people in here making hundreds of dollars doing nothing at all. Okay, so I guess the important thing I'm trying to highlight over here is the product generates income, okay, just like DST, as well as the compensation side generates an income, not like DST, however. So what this amounts to is this. The way that we're going to be able to present this, and this might give you guys a little bit of a clue. DST is your job. Okay, that's your job. That's where you spend your time and you do stuff and you're actually, selling products and so on and so forth. You're copy pasting stuff. Okay, that's your job. You're going to actually exchange hours for money. Okay, which is fine. There's a place for it. That's a good thing. Okay, we do that all the time. Kevin does that. I do that. Roger does that. We all exchange money for time right now. Okay, but at the same time, what this thing will allow us to do is the product side. Product will allow you to make dollar from, or make a lot more from some. Okay, so this is more like the next step up. You're doing your job, and this is almost like your 401k. It's going to keep multiplying on the side by itself. I know that sounds like undoable, but I'll explain that when I actually have the not the freedom necessarily, but when it's the right time to explain the entire product side of things, we'll actually explain that. This is all legal, all safe, all above the board, nothing dangerous or weird or Zeke style or anything like that. But the product itself will allow actually you to make money from money, which means you do your DST job, you take a small percentage of the profits you're making in your job, just like in a real system, you put it into something that's going to generate income for you. While at the same time, the compensation plan as an affiliate is going to keep generating an income for you at the same time. Okay, the compensation plan is going to give you for the customers for virtually nothing, but for the sponsors, for people who are actually actively sponsoring others, with the matching bonuses, and there's actually other income that you also generate that I haven't gone into yet because I just didn't go into it yet. But when you go into the other income as well, the sponsors, the people who are actually recruiting, end up with a humongous income, just like in DST, but in many cases outdoing DST income. Okay, so for example, if you look over here, we have people who have not really referred anybody, making some pretty decent income, and then at the same time, here's some people closer to the top who are making, in 5 figures and so on. Here's some people right here. Here's somebody right here. Here's more of them who are making in 5 figures and high 5 figures in some cases, just because they actually referred people in DST. Now, here's the final kicker to all of this. When we import everybody from DST into this system and we give them a chance to actually, become a member in this, what ends up happening is we actually preserve all of the referral structure that we have in DS Domination right now, which means if you referred somebody in DS Domination, then you are also the referrer in this thing. And that's going to happen in perpetuity. It's going to keep happening all the time. And there's some other very fun stuff in here as well that we didn't go into, like how we preserve the no breakage thing, how we make sure that people are moved around, and the fear of loss and blah, blah, blah. We can go into all of that stuff. It's not really the time for that. This is really more the time for you guys to understand what this means is when you build your DST business as an affiliate on the affiliate side, you are also building a very strong future income in the next, I don't know, 30 to 60 days. So basically the point is when that app is released, take that and all of the other stuff that you've learned in Market Extreme and all the other stuff that's available to you as an affiliate and really, really focus on building as large of an income as you possibly can as an affiliate in here, as big of a team as you possibly can as an affiliate, because it is going to transfer over into a second source of income for you very, very soon in another company as well. Okay, so I'm sure you guys have questions, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Kevin, are you still here?
Yeah, I am. I'm just loving it, loving it. And then, you know, I mean, you guys wonder what we're really up to and what we're doing and what we got going on and how protective. I mean, look how protective Hitesh is of everyone in DS. You know, it's not enough that the vast majority make money. He wants everyone to make money, and it's cool. It's really cool.
And can I clarify this part again, because I just don't want people confused. We're not replacing DST's affiliate system with this. Okay?
No.
This is on top of what exists in DS Domination right now. Okay? And again, to clarify, no, you do not need to recruit people to make an income. In fact, because of the fact that we are bringing in, because we're starting our company at such a large level, it basically assures that we are going to see a lot of people making very strong incomes right off the bat. Okay. Now I'll be actually able to give out specific incomes and specific costs and all of that stuff at a future date. I didn't want to do that right now because we don't want to distract you all from the actual thing that needs to happen here. Okay. Remember the action point here? The action point is that you actually need to go out and start building your DS Domination business as an affiliate, because that's what this will build into as well. And that is not a forced thing. It's not like, oh, I'm telling you to definitely go out there and start, you know, being annoying with people, because I'm not. Because if you can't do that, that's fine. Okay, maybe you are like me and you have no people skills and you just can't do it. That's totally fine. But if you can, and you've just been waiting and you're like, oh, you know, I'm focused on Genesis right now, or I'm focused on this, or I'm focused on that, but you've just been waiting for it, you've just been on the fence for it, you really need to go for it right now, because that's going to pay you very, very strongly in the near future in both DS Domination and over here as well. Okay. Now, in terms of costs, I will clarify this. The lowest cost in this is slightly higher than Pro, but the highest cost is not even close to the highest cost in DST. Okay, so this is not going to be something that's going to be outrageously expensive or something that's outrageously cheap either. It's actually going to be very, very well balanced. It's actually the product itself. When you compare the product to the market value, the product itself is actually actually priced well below the market value. So, and this is not one of the lame products. This is not going to be like go out and sell some skin cream or something like that, which apologize if you're in a skin cream company. But this is all going to be digital as well, and just like DS Domination, you can actually make money just on the product side without even thinking about recruiting side. And it just so happens you'll also make money on the compensation plan without recruiting as well. But the point is, this is going to be just like DST in one respect, which is you could make money just as a customer. You would absolutely not need to even think about the affiliate side of things, which is just a nice little bonus on top. Okay. I cannot give you a hint, but if you were at the event, you would have seen this very abrupt random trailer in the end of the event, and that should have given you guys a very strong hint on what this thing is about. Okay. That is all that I can divulge at the moment about the product itself.
Cool. So, it's cool. You know what's really cool is that this conversation that we can have, guys, and the reason why we're having it with you is because you are affiliates of DS Domination. A lot of you are in Market Extreme. You're on the side of the fence of, I want to learn how to promote this as a business. And so it really pertains to you.
Fine. You know what? I'll just tell you guys. We're going to be selling milkshakes for weight loss. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. I'll go lose weight and look good. But it's very important. I mean, you look at DS Domination and even our customers, our customer base, a lot of you have people that are in DS Domination that are not affiliates. The vast majority of the company are actually not affiliates. But everyone in DS Domination, even if they're not an affiliate, have something in common. They're here to grow an income, right? So whereas most companies are very, everyone in the company is an affiliate, everyone is an affiliate in that company, we don't have that because we don't like to push people in directions if they don't want to. If they would like to promote, we want to be there for them. If they don't want to promote DS Domination, they just want to use the platform and make money, that was the main idea. So we're not really huge on you must promote, you must promote, you must promote. But this conversation that we're having right now is, in my opinion, very possible because of everyone on here being an affiliate, and we know the mindset of everyone on here is very entrepreneurial, maybe a little bit above the average customer in DS Domination. They're very entrepreneurial as well, but you guys have taken that second step to be here, to be doing these things, to learn how you can leverage the internet in other ways to make an additional income, which means being an affiliate with DS. And so we're able to have this conversation with you. Now, in no way, shape, or form are we saying you have to do this. We're not like that. You know that by now. But we're showing you what's possible. And what's possible has taken a lot of special people a lot of time to develop. So just amazing. If that makes sense. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense, guys? Yeah.
Yes.
Cool,
Okay.
cool.
So now that we have emphasized the importance of why you guys have about 60 days in which you guys really need to start going on the affiliate side, let's actually talk about what you can do on the affiliate side to start growing a business very quickly. Okay, so we're going to talk about a few specific items about what you can be doing. Obviously, we talked about the DSD app and how you can be using that to start growing a business. What you can actually do is you can use the DSD app with flyers and with other forms of marketing. Now, who all here have already been using the flyer maker or have been using flyers already? If you have not been using the flyers or the flyer maker, that is terribly sad to me. Okay, awesome. So a lot of people have been, but you actually want to use the flyers in there. I'm actually going to be putting out more flyers over there as well as a printing company. You guys will be able to print directly from your DSD back offices at great rates, cheaper than Vistaprint and so on. We worked out that relationship with the company, and you'll be able to use those flyers and so on. If you don't have the link for it, I'll actually send out a link for it again. But there's actually a flyer maker. That's a point-and-click flyer maker. Kevin, if you want to demonstrate, maybe you could, since we need you to do something on the call. Sorry, I'm just being mean. So here's what you can do. You can actually use the flyers to actually tie it in with the app. For example, imagine this flyer. Need price and inventory managers. Okay, that's the title. Need price and inventory managers, and then you have these requirements. Okay, there are requirements for you to actually work it, and the requirements are that you have to be somewhat computer savvy, be able to use Google Chrome, have a smartphone to use our app for scanning items, and that's basically it. And you need to devote 20 hours a day. Now, how many of you over here have actually seen the VIP training that I made with the whiteboard? If you've actually seen that, can you please say, yes, I have seen it? Okay. There's quite a few yeses, and there's also quite a few no's. Okay, if you guys, all of you who actually saw the VIP training, you guys remember how I actually walked you guys through the exact campaign that you can use on the affiliate side with different universities and so on, and I showed you the exact flyer that I use. I showed you the exact campaign that I use. This is back from February, and I showed you exactly how we generated $70,000, $68,000, something like that. You can do that exact same thing. Combine that with the app. You can do that without combining it with the app if you want. I see a ton of no's on it as well. Well, you should. I guess it's honestly going to really help you. But if you don't have, Kevin, maybe we'll work out a special thing for everybody. So if they don't have access to the VIP training, maybe we'll work out something so they can get access to it. But what you can do is you can run very specific campaigns to specific audience, okay, and you can actually do this without any of the technical stuff. The whole idea behind the training in the VIP side was it should be done without any technical things whatsoever. So this is only done with flyers, tear-offs, and drop cards, postcards. Okay, so there's absolutely nothing technical about them whatsoever. There is the technical side to this is basically the opt-in pages, which you send people to, which is not really an opt-in page. I hate calling it an opt-in page. It's more of a survey or application page. Okay, and I actually talked about some of the results from that and what verbiage you need to use there. I gave you a few examples of the exact verbiage on this specifically. So this will be entirely non-technical. It's basically ready and easy for you guys to get going with. There's quite a few people in the company who have already been using flyers. They've already been using drop cards and things like that and getting great results with it. So you definitely want to be using these. Definitely want to be doing the DST app. Let me actually walk you guys through a very quick thing that you can also do. If you're going to be using Facebook to run events and so on, one of the things that you might want to try and do is if you go down here and you go to settings, okay, you will see in the settings down here in followers, and I promise this is going somewhere. You all know that I kind of hate Facebook, so the fact that I'm actually showing you guys this means something is important here. Okay, so if you go to followers, you want to edit a couple of settings in here. First of all, this setting, who can follow me, you want to change this to everybody, okay, instead of just friends of friends. You want to make sure this follower comments is set to at least friends of friends. If you have a business account, like this one is purely my business account, I don't really post anything personal on here whatsoever. You might be able to even set it public if you want to. I just don't for whatever reason. But you can send it to friends of friends. That's the minimum setting you should have. Then what you want to do is you want to organize a Facebook event. Okay, you can actually have events organized. If you live in a local area or if you live in a specific area that you know of, or you have a mom's group or something like that, you actually want to organize an event. Okay, so organize FB event, and here's what you want to call it. You want to call it the whatever area or the whatever area moms, let's say for example Cyprus moms, Cyprus homeschool moms, whatever the group is, mystery shopping trip. Okay, and then you have to actually, in there, when you organize an event, you actually have to specify what the intention is, and your intention, you're going to say, is this is a mom's only trip to see if we can actually walk away with more money from our shopping trip than we went in with a smiley face wink, and you say something to the effect of, bet our hubbies will be excited about that, or something, whatever, something like that. Like Facebook.
They call them hubbies.
Yes, the Facebook talk, stuff like that. Oh, that's nice, Sonia, that you live in Cyprus. I actually lived in Cyprus up until like a few months ago. So, anyways, this is basically what you do. You organize this event. You have 8 to 20 people. Very easily, you'll get 8 to 20 people who will want to do this. And what you do is you tell them, oh, we're going to use a free app to do this. You get everybody to get the free app. You go through it. What do you think happens when at the end of the day they realize that if they had the information on how to do this stuff, that they would have easily made $200 or $300 that day itself in that shopping trip. But obviously, they're going to be very excited about it. They're going to want to do it. Now, here's my suggestion, which is a terrifying suggestion for a company owner to make. Go ahead and just tell them about how Genesis Easy works. Okay, I'm not saying that you share the product with them or share the whole thing with them, but you explain to them the idea behind Genesis Easy. Yeah, we're going to sell this on Amazon. Here's how it's going to work. Here's what the app is actually doing. And you know what? This time around, I'll ship in all the stuff for you guys. And you can actually be the point of contact where you will ship in their items with them just that one time. And it's the absolute proof that is going to get them so excited about it, because when you do that and they actually see that it's going to generate an income, they'll very happily not only just buy Pro, but they're very happy to get Genesis as well. This is not a sales gimmick. Okay, I'm not saying that you're trying to deceive them into buying something. This is basically a way where they actually see how the whole thing works out before they ever have to buy anything. Okay, so this is like as good as it gets. Further, you can tell them, hey, listen, by the way, if you don't have $20 to get the app, okay, if you don't have $20 to not to get the app but to pay for the continuous use using Pro, here's what you do. Go in DS Domination. There's cash out offers. Do those cash out offers, and you'll easily get $20. You know what? Just get the Disney 4 DVDs for your kids from Disney for $8, and they're gonna give you $17 just for that. So that's pretty much close to covering your pro billing. Now, while on topic of cash out offers, how many of you have actually used them, or how many of you know of the cash out offers at all? Okay, so Karen has used them, and quite a few others have. Okay, awesome. A lot of people have, and again, a lot of people haven't, because we have hundreds of people, 1,000 people on here. Obviously, there's a lot of people who have used it and a lot of people who haven't, but I really want to emphasize that you guys need to use this, okay? As for day before yesterday, we have paid out about $54,000 from the cash out offers alone. Okay, $54,000 has actually been given to users, and we actually have there was the campaign that was done. I tracked about 540 some people. Funny, it was 540. This is 54,000. We had about 540 people between the end of January to the beginning of March. I had posted it somewhere at one point, but we had that many people who actually came in specifically for cash out offers. We had quite a few of those, a pretty significant, disappointingly, majority of them did the cash out offers, got the money from it, took the money out, and left, which is just kind of bizarre to me.
Well, at least they made money though, so that's
yeah. They made money, which I'm happy about. They made money on that, but it was more that the idea was, okay, you just saw that you made money, just take that $20 out of that and get Pro. Now, we actually did have quite a few people who went ahead and did it, and one of them actually is one of the very top people in DST at this point. I think his name is Brian, if I'm right. There's actually quite a few others as well. There's quite a few others that I've spoken with as well. But Brian in particular, I think he's doing 5 figures a month right now with DSC. And that guy literally began with absolutely $0. Okay?
Amazing.
So there is no company that exists out there that says, start with absolutely $0 and you could be making 5 figures. Okay? So that is a very, very important thing. Yeah, Brian Brammer, that's it. He's the one who has been doing it. You guys have probably seen him on there. Scott Clayson also started with that. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is there are quite a few different avenues here as an affiliate that you've probably not explored yet. Okay, first of all, like I said, organize these FB events if you want to, and I guarantee you're going to get great results from it. Okay, I can guarantee it. Here's why I know that's going to get great results. About 2 years ago, all these people all over the place were organizing these little Facebook groups, and they were holding these little local parties and stuff that basically was predicated upon telling their neighbors that their neighbor was fat and they needed to buy this magical drink from them to make them thin. Okay?
Yeah.
I know it sounds horrible the way I said it, but that was exactly what it was. Kevin Hokoano not only was a part of that along with Roger Landry, these guys tried to get me to sell that with them. And I was like, you're absolutely crazy. And I actually,
but you're fat, so.
Yeah, but I'm fat, right. So we actually ended up, the way thing actually worked out was Kevin actually ordered a bunch of traffic from me, and that was actually the first time I actually saw Roger's presentation of eBay stuff, because I always verify what I'm sending out to my list and whatnot. So I saw this presentation on eBay stuff, and that was basically how this whole thing began way back when. That was like 3 years ago now. So anyway, the point is this. You can use the app to do Facebook events. You can actually do Facebook events right now, because you can actually hold an event, or you can actually hold a little party or whatever, and you can just do cash out offers. You can just tell people to do the cash out offers. Hey guys, hey Facebook moms, or hey Cyprus homeschool moms, or whatever group. I just have this great thing that I know of where we can get Disney DVDs from this company, and they basically will pay us for it. Here's how it works out, and you can actually show them very specifically where to go and how to do it. Okay, dads do not need to do that at all, because you can actually just show the facts and the the actual finances behind it, and it's easier for you to do. But my point is, this is a very good way to break in. I'm sorry, was it offensive? Because I wasn't trying to be offensive. But I don't know why people get offended. It's like everybody knows these things. It's not like I said something horrible. It's hard for me sometimes.
It's just jazzed up.
Yes, I haven't slept, and I am excited about stuff that's coming out.
Yeah.
So here's what you do. Here would be my strategy for you guys. Okay, one, flyers. Absolutely start doing them. Drop them all over the place. The drop cards, postcards, flyers. Do those absolutely. Drop cards and postcards. 2, FB events or local events. 3, the app mystery shopping. You can combine step 1, 2, and 3 together if you wanted. And 4, the cash out offers. Okay, you absolutely need to be doing this. These 4 require no technical information whatsoever. Okay, none whatsoever. This is all stuff that you guys could do. Now, I can teach you stuff, and this is one of the challenges that Kevin and I have had, because there is stuff that I can teach you guys, which is very advanced, which I know that I can do, and I've made a bunch of money doing, but I guarantee 90% of the people out there, even if I taught it to you, you will not have success with it. So we don't go into that stuff. Okay. Now I'm going to give you some specific resources for each of these. Okay. So for the flyers and the drop cards and the postcards, the best thing you're going to get is the VIP training in your back offices already. Just go to event bonuses and you're going to see the VIP training link over there. If you were at the event or if you got the VIP ticket, this is already free for you. If you didn't have that, then the VIP training would obviously cost you something separate, because it would not be fair to give it for free when other people paid for it. But Kevin, do you think we could just give it to them if they bought Extreme or something like that? Because I hate charging people for stuff. That's one of my faults, because again, a problem with the company owner is that I hate charging people for stuff. So make of it what you will. Let me teach you guys how to be a great marketer. Don't charge for anything.
I think we should do. I think we should do some more training, actually. In the Extreme, obviously, in the Extreme, we'll run some training, and an affiliate. We'll run some training, some separate training on flyers. I don't want to diminish what you have inside of the VIP, because a lot of people did upgrade to get that, and I don't want to diminish that, and I think everyone here understands that. But I think it is appropriate to go ahead and do some separate training on flyers and some case studies and things of that nature for our affiliates here, so everyone gets a win-win. Does it sound cool, guys?
Yes, it sounds very cool to everybody.
Yep, I want to make sure everyone gets the training, obviously, because that helps them, but I also don't want to be unfair to any group of people and the information they have access to. So cool. Also, the flyer creator is free. Would you guys like that link to the flyer creator?
Yes. Just posted in there. That was built a while back. Actually, like, 2 months ago, I posted it on Facebook and stuff. Here's the other sad thing about our company. It's that we have so much stuff out there all the time, we never even get a chance to promote it. Most companies, they've come up with one thing a year, and they act like they've just invented I don't know. It's like they've rediscovered Tesla's secrets or something. And in our case, we produce all this stuff, we put it out there, and we don't even get the chance to actually talk about it because there's so much of it.
There's so much info, especially in Market Extreme. Who here is on Market Extreme? Real quick, because this is a combined call today. So you guys know in Market Extreme, if you go to that Networking Insight, there's like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of training back there, which is just nuts. Imagine if we, as just human beings that we are, did everything we're doing with DS Domination and then went and implemented all that stuff at the same time. We would just be silly. We'd never be able to make updates for you. So there's some stuff that falls through the cracks. I'll admit that. And I think that our members are very good at reminding us that something has fell through the crack, and we appreciate that. But we're in a spot coming up very soon where obviously I'll have some more time. We'll have some more time to go through these things and really dial down into some of these trainings, because there's a lot of things we want to do. There's so much training we want to do. It's just finding the time to get that out to you guys. But the flyers is definitely something everyone can implement now. I sent you guys the link to it. I'll post it again in the back office, and I'll even do a video on how to edit it if you guys would like, because it is getting a little late for our
Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and just put the link to the affiliate side. Let's to the flyers. Put that in the affiliate page so people can just go there and get it right away.
That sounds great. I'll toss that in there today, guys. And I'll actually do a quick video on how to edit it and use it. Very simple. Probably don't need it, but I just want to make sure we cover all bases. Because I know some of you are just super new. You might be a new affiliate. You might have joined affiliate yesterday. It might be the first thing you've ever promoted. So we want to make sure that you guys get that info too. And we don't want to overwhelm anybody. And so for those of you who are on at the beginning of this call, if you are new, if you're very new to DS, or if you're just new to the affiliate marketing world, and all the cool stuff Hitesh showed you kind of like blowed your mind, and maybe you're like, I don't really get that yet. That's cool too. That's cool too, and I'll tell you why. Because all you really need to take away from that is that all Hitesh does day and night is look for ways to make sure that you guys make more money. That's what he does all day, all night, all day, all night. Doesn't really sleep. He just goes. When we were in Vegas, I got to live a little bit on Hitesh's schedule, and I didn't sleep the whole time I was there because of it. And I'm like, how can he do this on a full-time basis? Because I can't. So my hat's off to you, Hitesh, on just the amount of work, the hours that you put into making sure that these guys have an income. And we do this, and he does this just for that, to make sure you have an income, all the way to designing compensation plans that make sure that everybody generates some kind of money, even if they failed. And when I say failed, I mean never sponsored anybody. In another company, that would be a failure. That's not a failure here with DS Domination. It's not a failure in anything you're going to see us come out with or do for you. If you don't sponsor somebody, we still want you to make money. That's just how we operate, and that's how Hitesh operates. So just mad love for Hitesh, guys. Give him some love, because he spends so much of his life.
This.
Nope. It's needed. All right.
No, it is not needed. No, it is not needed. We need to actually focus on.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
So anyway,
you could have just said that to me on the side after the call.
Nope.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, I'm very glad. I'm very glad that you guys are appreciative of it. And I don't. There's a lot of stuff going on personally in our life that kind of sometimes makes things in a way that I'm not able to put out everything that I want to put out right off the bat. But we are getting closer and closer to being out of the woods on that. So once we're done with all of that stuff, then we will definitely see much faster releases of some even more awesome stuff. By the way, I noticed one comment as it was going through. There was a question about, did Insights fall through the cracks? No, Insights has not fallen through the cracks whatsoever. In fact, I specifically said that Insights is all done, but because of the number of users we have, it would basically not work properly, because eBay limits the number of calls you can make. It's limited to 5,000 calls a day. So I built 6 more accounts with 6 more different apps. They're all done. They're all integrated. And I'm hoping to release Insights basically Wednesday. Okay? So it's not falling through the cracks. This call was just not about Insights at all, so that's why I didn't mention it. But I guess the main point right now is, here's the takeaways from this call. Okay, from this particular webinar, step 1, you need to understand that this is a very important time for you guys to be active affiliates. Okay, so you've understood that. You've understood that you would, in the near future, be making a pretty strong income. You've also seen the system and the math behind it and why that's actually going to work. Hopefully it's pretty clear. If it's not clear, you just need to watch the recording again. And then the other thing is that we've given you some very non-technical things that you guys should be doing right now. There's flyers, drop cards, and postcards. All of that is covered in the VIP training. We have FB events or local events. We'll actually do a specific training on that, combined with the app and the mystery shopping training. There's going to be a specific funnel that we'll show you for that. And then finally, we have the cashier offers. Now, in addition to that, there is one more thing that we're doing, which is coming up with all new sales videos. Now, Kevin, do you still have the link that I gave you to the sales video?
Let me grab it.
Okay, the new sales video opener, I just finished it like a week and a half ago. And so we're actually going to be replacing some of our sales videos because they have gotten kind of old. They've been seen by quite a few people. And it's time for a change. It's time for them to be upgraded.
Hold on a minute.
Okay, we're still waiting.
All right, just wait.
We're still waiting.
Keep waiting.
We're still waiting. Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding, Alex. One thing that fell through the cracks, DST Spanish. It did not actually fall through the cracks at all. We are going to be releasing the Spanish DS Domination very soon here. Okay, did everybody else hear this like strange sound, the like very soothing music playing in the background? Apparently my son set an alarm on the tablet, and that's been playing all around me. I thought it was something in the GoToWebinar thing. And I'm like, what is going on? Who's playing this music? And it was right behind me. Anyways, so we have that coming out. We have DS Domination in Spanish coming out as well. We have quite a few other things coming out. And will DS Domination go public? If you'll bring out an IPO, then the answer is actually, as per the guidelines, you need to be at least 2 years old. And there's quite a few documentation items that we need to release, but I can tell you guys this, that in preparation for some stuff, in India I'm actually setting up a brokerage firm and a legal firm that is actually SEBI and SEC certified and all that good stuff. So we are on top of all of that already. Okay, so you guys don't need to even worry about it. Oh, and DS Domination Connect. Yes, that did not fall through the cracks. See, that's again, unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff that's done that just pushing it out there, that last bit of effort takes a while. So DST Connect is actually going to be, man, I don't want to even say it's going to be released now or tomorrow, because it can be released right now, but I want to make sure that some of the more important stuff goes out first, and then Supremacy is going to be released after all of these things. The app is out and the new sales video stuff. Okay. And yeah, we have no plans of going public. I think I made that kind of clear. Really, IPOs are brought out for the insider stockholders to actually make the money from it, so they can dump their own shares. So I don't even want to do that anyway.
Yep.
The Amazon ranking script, it's not going to be released yet. Oh my goodness, there is so much stuff. Okay, so here is the timeline on app. I'm going to give you guys very clear timelines on everything. Insights, Wednesday, midnight. Okay? DST app. Okay, the app is actually called, and Kevin has actually seen the actual video to verify that I'm not lying about this. The DST app is called the Donuts and Unicorns app. Okay? And there is a relevant reason for that. Okay? The relevant reason for that is when you are actually scanning items, okay? When you scan an item, it will actually tell you a thumbs up. It will give you a thumbs up if it's going to be profitable. But if it's profitable and it's very popular, that means that you might want to consider sourcing this or look into others, get home and research just a bit more. Then you're actually going to see a donut next to it, okay? And if this is an extremely popular item that you can definitely get massive markups on if you just source it yourself. If it's like basically you need to go out there and source this item for yourself, then you're going to see a little unicorn next to it, which basically stands for this is the stuff of dreams. You need to go out there and absolutely start sourcing this thing right off the bat. Okay, so that's why it's called the Donuts and Unicorns app. We actually have a unicorn. It's actually a winged unicorn that goes with my little rant about the winged unicorn of delusion that people ride upon in other MLMs thinking they're going to make money over the rainbow and whatnot. But anyway, the point behind that is, no, that's not our Pegasus. Pegasus is actually just a winged horse, which I can give you the whole brief history on that if you want. But ignoring that, the point of that is that's the Donuts and Unicorns app. It is currently in beta test at this very moment. There's lots of people testing it out right now. And provided that all those tests are completely cleared today, tomorrow, okay, within the next 2 days, as long as these are done within the next 2 days or so, we will actually be putting them out there on the iTunes and Google Play Store for full approval, which full approval, the timeline varies according to those places. But as soon as that is completely clarified, as soon as that's released, that's when the app will be launched. From our side, it's all done. It's all ready to go. And from their side, I don't have a fixed timeline because that changes. I've seen apps be approved in 4 days. I've seen apps take 3 weeks. So I don't want to promise anything, although our app is simple enough and straightforward enough that I don't think we'll have too much of a problem. So the DST app right now, beta test completion, approval on iTunes and Play Store, will show up in your back office. We'll do a webinar to announce. We'll mail everyone about it, okay? So you guys don't have to worry about it. You're not going to miss it. We're going to make sure that you all get it, okay? The app is also already all set. We have a UK version of the app. Now let me explain why we have a UK version. That's because for many people in Europe, for you guys, the Amazon.co.uk is actually a pretty good source, okay? It's actually a pretty good source for you guys to actually go out there and send items in there. UK also has many other sources of items within UK. Like you actually don't need to rely on US, eBay and US Amazon near as much as many other people in other parts of the world do. So for all the people in Europe, you will have the benefit of you'll be able to use both the apps if you want. You can actually see, you'll be able to configure it and say, okay, I want to scan for this location and I want to figure that out. With some of the other places like Canada, India, and so on and so forth, the reason I have not really configured for them is because one, the demand is really low. Secondly, the Amazon marketplace in those places is not large enough by themselves. You will actually want to rely on Amazon for US in those cases, okay? So I just basically looked at what are the biggest sources where Amazon is profitable for Genesis users already. That's basically Amazon.co.uk and Amazon.com. The two of them are combined are actually bigger than pretty much everything out there, okay? So you guys will have those two options available to you. What else was everybody worried about falling through the cracks? Oh, flyers. Flyers will be in your, or the flyer maker, sorry, will be in your back office under affiliate tonight, okay? DST Spanish. Actually, we have all of DST already translated into Spanish. We are just covering the final pieces of Monopoly and the new sales videos. So the new sales videos and that, and then we'll be done. Let me also answer one very important question, which is regarding the sales spy. Okay, you know what's terrible? Everybody's asking about all the stuff. They're like, well, this thing was supposed to be released and we mentioned it, but never came out. I released Sales Spy like a day and a half earlier than it was supposed to be released. Nobody said, this is awesome, you released it early. But anyways.
Well, I thought it anyway.
Yeah, you thought it. Okay. So Sales Spy, here's one of the things that you might notice about it. When you first submit an item in there, you're going to see something called invalid ASIN. You're going to see an invalid ASIN ID. Now that's only because you're trying to check what's the status of this ASIN code, but the ASIN codes are updated every 12 hours. So you need to wait at most 12 hours because it might be that 4 hours from when you put it in, it's going to check it. But in many cases, you'll basically get the result within the same day. You're going to see the tracking from that same day, so you'll be able to start seeing it, okay? You get 3 ASINs right now. You get 3 traces for free. You can get as many traces as you want after that, but it costs $2 per trace, and that's just because we actually have server costs involved in there, but 3 are free. In fact, I recommend for your first product, to research your first product for Genesis, you really don't need more than 3. You really don't want to do more than 3 because this is very high-level stuff. You only want to trace the specific details on an item when you already know for a fact that it can be profitable. It can be sourced profitably, and you have done some basic research on it. Okay?
Yes. And can I piggyback on that before you go any further? Because I see a lot of people.
Let me explain the error ones, because there's an error here that I want to explain.
Okay.
If you see the invalid ASI and ID error beyond, let's say, 14 to 15 hours, if you see it beyond that, that means that when you submitted your ASI and there was a problem, then what you do in that case is you open a support ticket and you say, I had 3 ASIN codes and I used them, I'm getting invalid on all of them. Okay, and what you do is in that case just remove those 3 items and we'll add 3 new traces to your account and you'll be able to use them. Okay, so you don't have anything to worry about with that. You'll just be able to get going with that right off the bat too. Okay, now go ahead, Kevin.
I was just saying that a lot of people write in the support desk and say, hey, I found 70 million profitable items on Amazon, and they get so focused on just multiple products, they spend their whole life just researching. So once you find a few products that are good, that you think you're going to sell, that are going to do good, track them, but then focus on them for a little bit, because the whole thing about selling on Amazon is you could have one product that gives you a lot of money every month. It's not the eBay side of the house where you need to have 1,000 products up and have this just to have a giant business. It's not like that. You could have 2 products up and be making 6 figures. Depends on what those products are. So laser focus in on those products and grab that niche. And then from there, do spin-offs off of that. So if you're doing whiteboards from China, the next thing you want to move into is, well, what goes along with whiteboards that other people are buying? And build out your company kind of on that mentality, so you're not spread out everywhere looking at 60 or 70 different items and your head's going spinny and you get the shiny squirrel syndrome, where every time you see a product you want to go list that too. Oh, I want to list that too. I want to sell that too. So really for SalesSpot, you'd only need to track a couple of products at a time. Once you know it's profitable, that's good. You're good, right? You don't need to go trying to find 60 or 70 items. It's not eBay. So I want everyone to kind of shift their mentality that way, because I get a lot of questions in the support desk about that. Kevin, I found 60 items that I think are going to be profitable. Well, that's a problem. Go for 1 right now. Get that 1 listed up. Let's launch it. Let's do all those things and get you going. All right. Does that make sense, guys? When we're talking on the Amazon side of the house, for those of you who are in Genesis, this is who I'm talking to. Right now, that's what we want to be doing. Is that cool, Hitesh?
That is absolutely cool. I was actually going to show something of it so people could benefit from it. But one of the problems with my internet here is that I happen to be in a location where good internet is just not available. It's not that I'm not willing to pay for it, they just don't have it. So I'm kind of stuck. But we will actually do all of that. We'll actually do very specific training on it. I was hoping to actually show you guys that right now, but the internet is running so slow that it's taking a while for just the DS Domination site to load. Actually, you guys can see my screen. You can see what's going on here.
Which is, it's frozen. Yep. So that's okay.
Yeah.
How to save the flyer. I'll make a video on the flyer tonight, guys, and have it in your back office of the affiliate. I'm getting a couple questions on flyers. So I will have a video on how to do that, how to save the flyers to a PDF if you'd like once you're done, and then you can either burn that to a disk, toss it on a thumb drive, go to Kinko's, print yourself, whatever you want to do. New sales video. I think I'll show that right before we hop off the call. What we'll do is we'll switch over to me, and then I'm going to play that video for you guys, and then that'll be the.
Well, actually, why don't we give them the link so they can actually watch it, because the music behind it, I mean, the music goes with the whole thing.
Okay. Let's see.
And I want to make sure that everybody understands with this new sales video, I want to give credit where it's due. And Kevin and Roger had nothing to do with it. So, no, I'm kidding. Sorry.
Yes.
Go ahead. They did have a lot to do with it, actually. If they hadn't contributed to the first very crummy one, I would not have made
Yeah,
this
I was
one.
waiting. I was waiting for the contribution to this particular video. Good job. You made it. You got one in there. So do we want to give them this Dropbox link then? All right. Your audio just went out, my friend. All right. We lost Hitesh. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. We lost Hitesh. And while we try to get Hitesh back on, I want to say that Belinda Codnell said the funniest things tonight. Hitesh said something, and she said, 2 donuts up to you, which I thought was hilarious. I had to mute out, and I was laughing very hard. 2 donuts up to you. Like, what is that? All right. So I guess we lost Hitesh. Sounds like we lost Hitesh for good. So I'm not sure if you want to give out this Dropbox link. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mute him out. Or did we get you back, Hitesh? Nope. All right. Can you guys still hear me good? Okay. Man, technical difficulties tonight, huh? Just nuts. So if you wanted you guys to hear the audio on this, I'm afraid if I give you the link to Dropbox, it'll get all around the internet. Everyone will have this video, and it's just the intro into the new sales video. But I do want you to watch it, so I am going to play it for you right now. Unless we got... Oh, wait a minute. Hitesh, you back?
Yep, I have returned from the pits of non-internet age.
Okay.
And
So, welcome
pretty.
back. No, that's not nice in those pits. So do you want me to share this Dropbox link, or do you actually want me to play this video? Because I can do so with audio. Did I lose you?
No, you didn't lose me. I'm still here. I was just quiet for a minute trying to make sense of what you just said because it came in as a jumbled mess.
Oh, Dropbox video for the new intro video, or do you want me to play the audio, share my screen, and they can actually see it, and they will be able to hear it?
I think it's better if you just put it up on YouTube, give everybody the link, let them watch it, let them enjoy it, let them bask in it, let them rejoice, let them dance around the computer, whatever they want to do, and then take it down.
Okay. Do you guys want me to do that? I see some shit.
You don't have to say yes every single time. Let's just do it.
I have to agree. No,
it's something nice. Nobody's going to say no. Why would somebody say no?
I've got to know. So we can't. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Who said no? Ed said no. So Ed ruined it.
Whoever said no, just kick them off the webinar. I'm kidding. I am entirely kidding.
All right, so is that all we got for right now? Because I will show my screen share it, and then I'll toss the YouTube vid up and then get it out to everybody. So we can do both. And everybody's happy. You see that? See how everyone can be happy? Did we lose you, or did I have a jumbled mess again?
It was kind of a jumbled mess again, but this time around I was just like, I was thinking too many things at the same time. I was thinking, why are you checking the questions box again? Why are you not uploading the video already? You know, all those things.
No. There you go, guys. Can you see my screen? Can everybody see my screen?
I cannot see your screen.
That's
I think I need to make you the presenter.
I already got it. They can see it.
Oh my goodness. Over here, it's acting like I'm still the presenter.
You are? Nope. You guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes, he can hear you. Hey, can I answer a question, quick, or is the video playing right now?
Video is not playing. You can answer a question.
Okay. Andrea, this is for you. We are actually I actually have transcripts made of everything in the site. So we'll actually have transcripts of everything in the site put out there. So somebody who is, for example, this was actually done originally for people who are blind, because they actually have readers, and that will actually read out the whole thing to them if they couldn't see it clearly. And then this will also apply to quite a few other people who can't hear what's being said. They can actually read what's being said, and so on and so forth. So we will have all of that. I don't think we have anything planned for sign language, but we will have other stuff than that.
All right. Is that Hitesh, you still there? Are we good? All right. So, it looks like Hitesh lost a little internet again. So we're going to go ahead and play this. You guys ready? I think we're going to end it at that. Can you guys all see the video on the screen? Yes, yes, yes. All right, so we're going to play this real quick. Let you guys hear it, and then I'll toss it up on YouTube, and I'll toss it in the group tonight. So, here we go.
On 1st September 2013, we launched the largest online socioeconomic experiment ever attempted. The premise: what would happen if we placed the power of multi-billion-dollar corporations in the hands of the average consumer? Would they finally be able to redefine their life and attain economic freedom? What happened next shattered all our expectations. By May 2014, we were more popular than Oprah and healthcare.gov. The conclusion? Over 30,000 lives experiencing freedom. Now, we've opened this experiment to the whole world. Welcome to your personal revolution.
And from that point on, we have basically almost a webinar style, but not quite, webinar style video where Roger and I basically walk through what we have in Pro and how Pro works, and close them in Pro. And then after that, we actually have a second video. I have the music already composed for the Elite video as well, and I already have the basic text for it and everything working, but we'll have that done probably in the week or so as well.
What do you guys think of that? Yeah. All right. Unless you have anything else, Hitesh?
I was going to try and explain a little bit about supremacy, but quite honestly, given the state of things with connectivity that I have here, I don't think I'll be able to do that very effectively. I'm being very euphemistic and fake calm about the whole situation because part of me just wants to smash the modem right now. But that's the point is, supremacy will be out at some point soon. But I think you guys have seen there is a whole lot already coming out. I think the emphasis of this particular webinar was to talk about the app, the related campaigns, and all that stuff, and all the things that you could be doing, and what's going to be coming out very soon on the affiliate side that will benefit you guys. So we want to keep the focus a little bit more on that as well anyway. We do have a lot of things planned and coming out that are already done. I wish I could actually just show you guys right now because it's all done. I think we just I need to get with Kevin, and we need to just get a very nice strategy on how we're going to get everything out and make sure that everybody is actually able to understand stuff that's coming out, because we have had stuff like the Flyer Maker out there for 3 months almost, and people didn't even know about it. So that happens, and I want to make sure that we actually have that done this time around. And Kevin, if you might want to put that video on YouTube anyway, so we can share that as needed.
I am right now. And you guys, look at that. That was quick. You guys want the link? Here we go. And this is for all of you. So now you all have the link in the chat. And I'm going to put this in the group too. There you go. It is also in the group, guys. And I think that's it. I think we lost Hitesh again, but may his internet be better next time. Hopefully, the internet over there is just not cooperative. So that's it, guys. I think this went pretty long, and hopefully you guys got some good value out of it. Got to see kind of a lot of the direction that we're going and what we're doing, and just understand that we have your best interests in mind, and this is how we operate. So love you guys. Night, Hitesh. Hopefully, if you're still here, you want to say good night. If we've lost him, give Hitesh some much love. He works his butt off, and make sure you guys have an income. So, night, guys. Take care. DS Domination affiliate webinar is a wrap.